What's up, devils? J-dawg back here of Hell's Headbangers, back with another goddamn fucking video. And today's gonna be another goddamn Q and fucking A. And you know how we do it over here. Saw the comments are piling up, and again, instead of sitting there typing them out all up, I'm just gonna answer them like this. Plus, I mean, I try to answer the comments when I see them if it's real quick. But another thing is, some of you guys may know, I do the service emails for Hell's Headbangers, so I'm typing all fucking day. So last thing I kind of feel like doing is typing. So yeah, this is gonna be really easy for them to do, and it seems like some people really like their questions answered on video, and I can get a longer answer. So gonna bring up some videos right on my goddamn phone here, read them right off, give you a fucking shout out, and do it just like I did the last time. Or I think what I do, two of these now. I don't know, one, two, whatever the fuck it is. This would be two or three then, whatever the fuck we're on. So here we go, goddamn it. No further ado. Pulling up comments from what video? Just going to go back a couple videos. We'll see how long this takes. Maybe go back 2-3 videos. We'll see. So this one is, this is on the last Q&A. Okay, because this was, 2-3 videos back. Let's go to comments. There's 11 comments. 11 comments is unacceptable, guys. Keep them coming. I want to see 100 comments, God damn it. Leave them in there. Ask something, say something. Say J-dawg sucks, hate your shirt. Fucking, your choice of fucking LPs to show sucks. Fucking say something, God damn it. All right, here we go, goddammit. Life Eternal. How's it going, brah? Cool to hear some Evil Incarnate talk. That's the only band on the Metal Archives listen as being from my hometown. Evil Mike lives a bit down the way from me. Thanks for the answer. I got into Hellcast a few years ago off the Heavy Metal Relics thing on his channel, thus bringing me to your videos. Oh, cool, sweet dude. Thanks. Man, sounds like a fun house to grow up in. Yeah, it was interesting, I guess, to say the least. Compared to probably most people's the normal, probably was a little different. I didn't know Reaper was in Nunslaughter for so long. Yeah, he sure was. I think it was 10 years. Might have been 9 years, 11 years, but I'm almost positive it was actually exactly 10 years. He can clarify that if you asked him. But it's definitely somewhere around there. He was in there a long time. But I'm a big fan of the CM stuff, man. Especially the first EP and the self-titled record. Yeah, my personal favorite CM release is the split with Faith Extractor. The tracks on that CM split, those are definitely my favorites. Like I love that release. And then my second favorite, I probably like the split with Exorcism, the split 7-inch. Those are really good too. I really dig Sebastian's drumming, though Ash is an absolute monster in the kit. Yeah, actually, the Exorcism split, I think that might be, obviously Reaper enough sure, I think that might be the first release Ash did drums on. Don't quote me on that, but I think it might be. Thanks for the input on the diet. I agree with you. Oh, so he's watching them all. Fuck, he's covering the metal and the swall with J-dawg. Fuck yeah. 2 for 1 over here. I agree with you from all the reading I've done. The fact that these guys think that vegetables in their entirety are just awful. Same thing with fruit. Sounds like some quackery to me as well. Got to get the carrots with your steak. I also try to drink fresh squeezed OJ in there too. Vegans are a cult. Ha ha ha. They're worse than the Jehovah's Witness and Mormons in some ways. Some of them can be, yeah. I mean, some are totally cool. I mean, the whole thing is if you want to be vegan, be vegan. I don't give a shit. It's just some of them are like, they're like crazy about it. And like, yeah, like fucking Nazis about it. I don't know. I mean, eat what the fuck you want to eat. I don't give a shit. If you want to eat at McDonald's every day, go ahead. I'm just saying if you ask my opinion what you should do, I'll tell you. Or if you ask what I do, I'll tell you. But I don't give a fuck what you do, you know? So yeah, I agree. Some of them are kind of fucking nutbags, though. Thanks for the comment, brava. Next comment, goddammit. Another lengthy one. Heavy Metal Gamer Show with the cool ass fucking Metal Lucifer Heavy Metal Chainsaw icon, which is my favorite Metal Lucifer album, actually. It's the first one I heard. It's my favorite to date. Bulldozer is probably my second favorite. Great video, J-dawg. I have a question since you are a King Diamond fan. What was your thoughts on the House of God album? Oh, I fucking love it, actually, man. I think that's one of the most underrated albums ever by them. Especially the song Catacomb. I love that fucking song. Very, very good album. And as a matter of fact, I was supposed to see little story time. I was supposed to see King Diamond on the House of God tour, but my parents fucked me. Eric and Chase got to go. So I think the House of God tour, I'm pretty sure that was 2001. It might have been 2003. So I would have been between 16 and 18. I want to say it was 2001, though. At this point, I'd never seen King Diamond. I only saw Merciful Fate at this point because I saw Merciful Fate once. That was in 1999 on the 9 album tour, and that was fan-fucking-tastic. Absolutely loved it. I do remember that show to this date. I have pictures from that show, too. Um, uh, but the King Diamond, well, I forget what the story was. But basically, long story short, my parents forced me to go on one of those family trips that you don't want to go on, and Erica Chase got off the hook because if I was, let's say it's 2001, which sounds about right, Chase would have been like 18, Eric would have been 19, so they're probably graduated and then probably like, oh, I couldn't get off work, or maybe they legitimately couldn't because I was working that time too, but I don't think my mom would have accepted as excuse being still young. You got to come on the family trip. And the show was that we were gone for like 5 days. I think we went to like Missouri or maybe it was Florida even. I don't remember. Some bullshit you didn't want to go to and wasn't very memorable. And I remember Eric and Chase did. And actually, I have some of their photos from that. I remember some of the photos shows King Diamond dressed up as Santa Claus for no presents for Christmas. He was in the wheelchair for probably Welcome Home, I'm sure. So I was pissed. Missed that fucking show, and King Diamond being one of my all-time favorite bands. But yeah, so that would have been the time I saw him, and I've seen King Diamond a few times now, but it was the very first time I got to see him was years later. But yeah, his parents fucked me on that one. It's still part of it. So answering the rest of his fucking comment, the story behind the script. Okay, would have been cool to hear a few of those songs during the last tour. Yeah, I know, dude. That's another thing. That's what I hate, man. I wish he would do songs from every. I like every single King Diamond album, so I wish he would do at least one song from every record. I hate this fucking. Let's just do Abigail and Them only. I mean, those albums are great, but I mean, I like other fucking albums. I mean, I love Spider's Lullaby. Spider's Lullaby is probably my favorite '90s album, either that or Voodoo. So when he doesn't play any of those, it's kind of like, come on, man, what the fuck? I went to the Seattle show, and that was awesome. That was number one on my bucket list of concerts. Getting to meet the King. Oh, you got to meet him. All sweet. Yeah, actually, so this last tour thing they did, I got to meet King Diamond. I don't know if he called like, so you met King Diamond? I mean, I technically, yes, on paper I did, but it was like 2 seconds. It was that picture, where you had to buy that package. Me and my wife got the package, so we both got our picture with King Diamond and the band, shook all their hands. But it wasn't like the blowjob package where you sit there and get blown by the King and get a drink a glass of wine with them in the 15-minute Q&A. I think that was way more expensive. I think the one I bought was whatever it was, and it was like $200 or whatever. So you got some gift pack, your first entry, and you got a picture and a fist bump. So technically I met him. That was the last tour they did here. What was that? It was right out before all the shutdown shit. It was November of 2019. The show was fucking great, and they played the one new song. What is the song called? Masquerade of Madness, I believe it's called. Which is just the only thing that's on is YouTube, whatever. Which I think the new song is fucking awesome. Check it out if you haven't heard it. They played that live. I thought it was really good, and I was listening to the song a few times on YouTube before the show, and I liked it a lot. Dude, so we're in 2022 now, and the new album's still not out. What the fuck is going on with that? Like, how long is like clearly it's recorded. I mean, what are you doing? Like, it's been 3 years now, and a lot of bands, they don't even take 3 years from the time of their last album to fucking record. I mean, to put out another album. Like, what the fuck's going on? So, I'm not saying that's his fault, or I don't know who the labels. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But hurry the fuck up. I mean, the guy's only getting older. He's got one, maybe two more albums under his belt before he kicks the bucket. So I mean, come on, let's go get this shit out. Because like I said, I thought it was great. I'm really looking forward to the new album. Because some of the later ones, like Abigail Part 2, Puppet Master, For God Your Soul, I do like those albums, but they're not my favorites. There's a couple tracks I'm like, you know what I mean? But I do like, there's definitely songs in every album I like a lot. So, I mean, and like I said, minimally this Masquerade of Madness, when that new album comes, I'll literally like that song. So, yeah, hurry the fuck up. Get that goddamn album out. Yeah, where I leave off, goddammit. The rest of the band made me feel like I was back in my freshman year of high school and discovering Merciful Fate King Diamond. Yep. Pretty much kind of same. Really enjoy the channel you have got going here. Always enjoy the Hellcast when you were on it. Hilarious stuff. Thanks, dude. Plus, I listen to the old episodes at work. Great to pass the time. Also, great information about awesome metal. Some I have heard of, many I haven't. So I go check them out and enjoy what I hear. Oh, sweet, dude. Yeah, I'm always like, if I can educate somebody on stuff and get them into shit, cool. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of start off. When I first started off getting into bands, one of the ways I got into it, this is before YouTube and all this shit, is I'd pick up an album, like let's say I picked up whatever, Malevolent Creation, right? And I would literally look at what t-shirts were the guys wearing the photos, and I would look at their thanks lists of bands they played with or bands they were thanking and buddies with, and I would go see what those bands were, and I would check them out. That's how I know I remember why I checked out Carnage. I think someone was wearing and Demolition Hammer was another one. Somebody was wearing a shirt or whatever, checked them out, fucking loved them. You know what I mean? So that's like the old way of checking out bands. So, yeah, that's how I kind of started off. Next goddamn comment. That one took fucking forever, that one. I might not get through as many comments as I thought. Might have to do a fucking second video as goddamn comments. This is holy shit. A little long-winded, right? But hey, kind of want to answer it as thorough as I can. POWNN00B. Don't know what the fuck that stands for, but cool, man. Thanks for the comment. I remember struggling as a kid back in 2007, finding good metal shit. There was a lot of stuff I wanted physical copies of long out of print, and I had no way of discovering labels like HHR or NWN. Did it for a few years. Oh, okay, it's not really a question. Yeah, cool. Thanks, man. I hope you, if you order from us, I totally appreciate that. I really do. And I'm not just saying that. I really, really do. Let's get another kind of more of a question here going from Goat Man. Great video, man. Any stories about how the god damn it, son of a bitch, some dick looker? Look at this motherfucker calling me spam number. We'll call this motherfucking number. God damn it! Unless you're in my goddamn contacts, don't call me. It means it's fucking spam bullshit. Here we go. God damn it. Sorry about that. Goat Man, great video, man. Any stories about how the market for metal has changed over the years? Maybe from the perspective of Hell's Headbangers. Market? Yeah, I mean, how would I say the market has changed? Okay, yeah, I mean, I can definitely say it has changed. Like, for example, in the, yeah, there's actually a few changes I could definitely think of. This might be the last question because this might be a little bit longer of an answer. Um, in the very, like I said before, in the late 90s, early 2000s, vinyl was kind of dead in a sense. Like, there was, like, obviously the old heads, like, remember I did the Cyanide video? I'm sure guys like Scott and Mike were still buying vinyl, and like Dawn of the Dead and Unslaughter. There was vinyl heads, but it was kind of like the older guys, like a lot of the guys I know here locally, the Jim Conyas, the Dwayne Morrises, Chris Doras. Those guys were all collecting records. But as a whole, like, for example, like when I said, like a bigger band, like let's say Deicide, trying to think, like, say, like Morbid Angel, like let's say Formula's Fatal Flesh, Gateway's Annihilation, those late 90s, early 2000s albums, I'm almost positive those albums didn't even come out on vinyl. For example, Serpents of Light didn't until I show that in a video before as one of my favorite albums of all time. That came out on vinyl, like, so that album was, when did that album come out? 98, I believe. That album came out on vinyl when I picked it up, what was it, like 7 years ago or so now? So let's say, I mean, at best, 2010 it came out, but I think it was even later than that. I think it was 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. Years and years later. Never, ever been on vinyl, picture, just nothing prior to that. So, like, Morbid Angel, Formula's Fatal Flesh, I don't think that came out on vinyl when it originally came out. Gateway's Annihilation, I'm almost positive in it. So what I'm getting at is most bands, all they did was a CD. And when we started, our very first release was a CD. Our second release was a CD. It was a Core Horror Abigail split CD. And then I think our third release was the vinyl release, the Nunslaughter Setneck split 7-inch. So we kind of went right into vinyl from the get-go. And there wasn't too many other labels doing that. There was Iron Pegasus. Nuclear War Now was really just starting up around this time too. There was Merciless Records. There was labels, but few and far in between. And a lot of times the vinyl was really, really half-assed. Like I said, it was just generally just black vinyl, usually 500 to 1,000 copies, and it was usually just a pocket cover jacket with the record, no insert, nothing. A lot of the times, really half-assed, bare bones, right? A lot of times you'd even get the plastic fucking sleeve. They'd send you records and a cover, like super fucking just half-assed. And so I think that's part of what separated Hell's Headbangers, because the only guys doing like quality, good ass fucking releases, these cool colored vinyls, and us, we were doing like the die cut covers and some of these elaborate shit, especially in the very early days. And never just no insert, like with no insert, like with the lyrics, like what the fuck is this? Never done that in our life. Um, it was us, Iron Pegasus, and Nuclear Now. That was about it, because they were doing cool releases too. You know, like for example, like Impiety Skull fucking Armageddon came out on Iron Pegasus, and he did like 100 picture discs, which I own, 100 gray vinyls, which I own, and I think he did like 400 black vinyls. And I mean, the covers and stuff were nothing elaborate, but at least he was doing like colored vinyl, and he was hand numbering them. It was just a little bit cool. And then NWN, he was really trying to do the Die Hard versions with like the posters and the patches and all those extra additives, you know, first 100 or 200 on colored vinyl, shit like that. So it's just getting cooler and cooler. But other than us and those two guys, I can't think of anybody else label that was doing it and that wasn't half-assed. And Metal Blade and Relapse, fucking forget about it. Them fucking posers, they weren't doing shit. They're just doing CDs. That's all it sold. So the market really changed from when we were doing it there, like the vinyl. That's why part of this, I said this a couple times, part of the reason why our success is right time, right place, the right time of just passionate fans doing it the way it should be. Because right when we started doing it, I think people were catching on how vinyl's cool again. And then I think it was around 2005, 2000, yeah, 05, 06, somewhere around there, vinyl blew up. It was like, now you're vinyl, everyone's trying to do vinyl again. And vinyl was selling better than the CDs. So that market changed. And so that's one market change example. Another one was for cassettes. At this time, too, when I was saying the early 2000s, just 2005 ish era, even when the vinyls, nobody gave a shit about cassettes. I mean, nobody cared about cassettes. Hell, we weren't even pressing cassettes. It's so funny, actually. Cassettes were so fucking like nobody cared about. Like we had some in stock, maybe. I mean, at this time, we had maybe like 15, 20 titles. Just kind of like if somebody did them, all right, we'll trade for them or whatever, because they sold like shit. You'd get like 3 of each or whatever. Barely any cassettes, right? And at this time, I don't think we released any of ourselves either. Like actually, I'm not a huge cassette fan. I see kind of the nostalgia, coolness behind them, but people do like them, so that's why we offer them. But I'm honest. I don't sit there and pretend to be something I'm not. I'm not a big. I'm a vinyl CD guy. Cassettes because they're small and stuff, but I get it. Some people are like, oh, I like to buy them because I get the full album for a cheaper price. I get it. I'm not saying they're useless, and some of them actually I kind of want to pick up for albums I like because some of the shells are really cool. And Floga Records is doing some of those really cool fucking cassette box sets, like really fucking cool. He did a King Diamond one and an Immortal one, Syndrome. What else did he do? Asphyx, Dissection. Like they're really fucking nice. He did a Cannibal Corpse. So for those, I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to own these, even though I'm never going to listen to them or whatever. But anyways, cassettes. A funny little story. I think it was the Nunslaughter Radio Damnation. There was like a Malaysian label that wanted to do it. And Don in the Dead's like, all right, well, whatever. I mean, I'm really like, let's go, just go ahead, whatever, press it. And he's like, what do you want for his? Whatever, just send me whatever. I don't even care, man. So he sent him like 10% of the pressing, right? Which so I think I pressed maybe like 300 cassettes. So he sent Don in the Dead 30 cassettes. And because he wanted to do it at this time, he's like, yeah, but cassettes kind of sell here in Malaysia because they're cheaper. And, Malaysia's kind of like a poor ass country. So I'm at Don in the Dead's and he has his copies or whatever. We're talking about cassettes. He's like, you guys sell cassettes? And I'm like, I was like, yeah, I mean, we do. I mean, like they don't like sell cells. Like we kind of get them. I was like, we might sell like one a week or something like that, if that. I was like, here, there's just one of those things. If we get them, we'll just put on the site. If they sell whatever, it's $6 or $5 or whatever the hell it was at the time. And he's like, yeah, he's like, I got these Radio Damnations. He's like, this guy wanted to press them. Like, what the fuck does he want to do a cassette for? Like, who the hell buys a cassette? And he's like, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to sell these. He's like, you know what? In fact, he's like, he grabs all 30. He's like, just take these fucking things. He's like, I don't even want them. Just take them. He's like, they're just going to sit my way. So that's how literally like nobody cared back then. And I'm like, all right, cool, thanks. And so that's how that was. But now, fuck, even us, I'm not going to lie. Majority of the albums we do, we press a cassette because, like I said, people want them. Otherwise, if we don't do them, some other label's just going to do them. And it's kind of like, all right. And a lot of times, a lot of bands are like, we want a cassette done for it. So it's like, all right, we'll do them. But so there was that change. The market definitely changed in that sense. Another little change is definitely seeing the trends of metal music, like the genres. Like, so around 2005 when the vinyl hype was going, thrash was the coolest fucking thing around. You had bands like Toxic Holocaust, Municipal Waste, and then you had a lot of these fucking trendier bands like the later Merciless Death and shit, who they'd say, New Dark Angel had a song called like that. And it's like, oh my God, dude, but you're in a thrash band? You didn't know that? Like, whatever. And they're purposely wearing those white high top sneakers and shit that look like the 80s. It's like, guys, I'm pretty sure in the 80s they didn't wear those because they thought they were fucking cool. They just wore them because that's what was available. And then wearing the tight blue jeans and stuff, just kind of really make the image. Oh, that was flourishing like a motherfucker. Like you stopped any of those thrash bands coming out at the time. Farscape was another band came out. Avenger of Blood, tons of fucking bands just popping up around that time, just trying to play like 80s type thrash. And some of what I like I said, if anyone that knows anything about me, I'm a huge Toxic Holocaust fan. I like every single album by them. I mean, obviously some more than others, but I love Toxic Holocaust, love them from day one, love every album, own every album. But that scene was like, that's what sold big time. Like, you got anything by Toxic Holocaust that time, dude, it was gone like that. I remember Iron Bonehead did a 7-inch by it, which I own to this day. I forget what all is on there. Black and white cover. I think we got 200 copies in them. We did a trade, and they literally all sold out. I think it was over like the weekend or a 1 week tops. Like, it was crazy. All gone immediately. Retail sold through the website. Just put them on. Didn't have to advertise it, nothing. Just put on the site, all sold. Now, you got Toxic Holocaust 7-inch in, yeah, they would sell, but nowhere near to that degree. And some people are like, oh, because Toxic Holocaust isn't as good as more, they're a bigger band. Whatever the case is, I'm just talking any thrash band of now, even as a brand new band that people like, you wouldn't sell that many that fast. No fucking way. So, like, yeah, people still like thrash and shit nowadays, but nowhere near like that. Wasn't as trendy as it is now. I mean, it was then. And then it kind of switched over. I remember doing my prediction around that time. I even said to Reaper and I think Chase, I predicted it would be probably Swedish death metal, and it kind of did for a little bit, but it seemed like it kind of only hung on for like 6 minutes. I mean, 6 months, and then it kind of grasped like the thrash did. So it kind of like the Swedish death metal, you kind of saw an increase in it, but it kind of like leveled off. And then from there, kind of black metal, I guess, but black metal was kind of always popular since we started the business. So yeah, I would say those were the main ones. There's definitely other little things during the thrash type too. Like another big thing is patches were selling like crazy, like embroidered patches for your jacket. Those were, oh my god, we would sell almost as many patches. Fuck, actually, then I think we might have sold more patches than we did CDs. We were ordering patches from we were getting them from overseas and just buying them from a guy at wholesale, or maybe we were trading some of our merch against his, whatever it was. We were buying them by the thousands, literally, of multiple different designs. I mean, just big ass. We would get like these pillowcase fulls of fucking packages that were just full to the brim of patches. Because there was just everybody wanted patches back then. Now, even now, we still sell patches, but nowhere even, not even not even a quarter amount of what it used to be. Like I said, 2005 to like, I would say actually, I'd probably say probably between 2003 to about 2007. That's when the patches were in fucking insane. The sales now it's like, yeah, it's like just forget about it. Like they sell, but nowhere like less than 25% of what it was. So yeah, I would say those are about the biggest, most memorable how the market changed in the metal scene. So yeah, and but there was others, but those are the most memorable ones. And so yeah, that's kind of answers your question, man. And yeah, I was gonna do some more questions. I'll do another fucking Q&A video, guys, because yeah, what did I answer? 3 questions ain't fucking jack shit. Kind of long-winded. That's why I said like for some of these questions, I don't want to type them up. Why do type up a whole fucking essay? Rather just do a video on it, give you a nice thorough answer. Gives me something else to fucking talk about too, right? And hell, maybe some shit that you guys were fucking interested too. That was, kind of cool. A little bit of inside story time, right? So I'll do another comment video, Q&A, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And yeah, keep leaving more on these. When you see this, leave some fucking comments in there too so I can answer those too if it's anything interesting to talk about. That's it on this one, guys, and I'll see you on the fucking next one. Later.